your glasses in the air. Celebration.
Cheers tonight. Feel the vibes. I'm in there tonight. Tell the DJ play my joint. Cheers tonight. Feel the vibes. I'm in there tonight. Tell the DJ play my joint.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of How to Beat the Streets podcast. Yeah. Oh, man. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so happy, man. But today we got a teacher, social worker, a professional dancer. That's hip-hop, spiritual, however you want it, man. She gonna bring it. An author. I could go on and on and on, but my favorite title for this lady in here today is my mother. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Michelle Nealy. How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling today?
I feel blessed because I am sitting in front of my favorite son.
Luckily you said favorite son, because my sister would have been out there like, yeah, you better watch that. Shout out to Kiki though. So you have an amazing book out, that we're gonna talk about, The Power of the Family Tree. Y'all see it going on. We got the merch on, we got the book right here, but we're gonna get into that a little bit later. Here on the show, we always get started with a quote. The quote we got for you today is, "The family roots are strong, but the strength of the roots is in the heart of the tree." What does that quote mean to you?
That quote means to me that if you dig a little deeper, you will find multiple things.
Multiple things? What you mean by that?
What I mean is that you may find, well, first of all, there's strength in every family tree. You may find some generational patterns, some things that's in the bloodline that you are not totally aware of. However, based upon you digging deeper down to the root, you will come forth with many things.
Okay, I like that. Now, what's your name and where you from?
My name is Michelle Nealy, and I am from Harlem, New York.
Ooh, gotta drop the bomb from Harlem. You gotta drop the bomb from Harlem. Now, as far as education, what's your highest level of education? How far did you take it?
I do have my master's degree in the field of education from New York City.
Okay. And what was your bachelor's in?
My bachelor's degree was in liberal arts.
Nice. All right. Now, the name of the show is How to Beat the Streets, as you know. And you grew up in a classic era. I like to call it the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. What was like your biggest struggle growing up in the streets of Harlem during that era?
Well, for me, I always had a passion for education. Like, I love school. But also I kind of got sidetracked. I did become pregnant as an adolescent. So for me, that presented a struggle because I had many goals that I needed to achieve. However, that kind of threw a monkey wrench in it, so to speak. However, I knew for sure that nothing at all would stop me, that I would continue to move forward no matter what the circumstances were. So I actually did.
Now, a lot of young women are faced with that type of decision, each and every day. So I know like the talk of maybe being a statistic, or in your family, they might be looking at you a certain way in your neighborhood. How did you get through all of the, the noise and keep pushing?
Well, actually, I did hear a lot of noise. I would hear whispers when I would go to like prenatal appointments. Like back then, the statistics, were very high for adolescent mothers within the area, Harlem, New York, where I was from. The fact that they thought that I wouldn't make it, that served as motivation for me to overcome that obstacle and show them that, yes, you can survive adversity and excel. So that is what I made sure that I did.
Now, after you actually like gave birth, had your child, how did life change, being so young at that age?
What I did was I got connected with a program. It was like an adolescent advocacy or mentorship type program where it allowed me to then help other adolescents. The program was like through the hospital, St. Luke's Hospital. They did provide like stipends for me to take another adolescent mother out within a community to different community events, like, you know, the movie theater, the mall, things like that, and just try to mentor that young adolescent mother since I had pushed past or overcame an obstacle.
So you basically was like mentoring other people as you was going through that situation.
Yes, and it was extremely rewarding, and that's what made me want to be in the field of social work.
Did you have any mentors during that time? Like people that, you know, helped you along the way?
Well, definitely I had my family as support, and also I utilized a lot of the resources that were within the community. I was introduced to a lot of different great resources within the community. Once I saw like a sign up in the building saying it was like a New York City police cadet program. Yeah. And it stated that they would pay 2 years of your college tuition, and in turn, they wanted back 2 years of service as a New York City police officer. So I did take advantage of that.
Whoa. We can't get into the NYPD stories yet. Before you got into that, you was always into dancing. So let's go from dancing, and then we're going to get into the many, you know, roles and hats that you play. How did you get into dance?
As far as dance goes, I love dance. I always have. Use quotations like that's my get high, so to speak. Like I become extremely happy when I'm dancing. It's very fun for me. So I would often like choreograph dances, and then I formulated like a group. Well, with children in the community, I would actually gather them together and take them, choreograph dances, and take them within the community to participate in different talent shows. And with me, what occurred was my daughter's grandmother did take me to amateur night at the Apollo to see a show on a Wednesday night. And as I was sitting in the audience, I didn't see any dancers on the stage. So I said to myself, you know, I'm going to get up there. You know, I'm going to get up there. I got together a lot of, a few dancers and formulated the group called the Gucci Girls.
Gotta drop a bomb for the Gucci Girls. Salute to all the Gucci girls around the world. Now, as far as like some of the highlights, some of the celebrities you work with, what was like some of your dance highlights, some music videos you was probably featured in? Just let the people know like some of the highs when you were, you know, a part of the Gucci Girls and just doing your thing at that time.
Some of the artists that I danced on stage behind or participated in their videos, Eric B. and Rakim at the Beacon Theater, Dougie Fresh videos, also Heavy D and the Boys video. There was a Guy video.
Which Guy video? I didn't see that one.
It was Groove Me.
Okay.
Which other ones? There was a few other videos, but I'm not recalling all of them right now. Yeah.
That's dope. All right. And through dance, that's kind of like a little bit of my story, because through dance, you met this guy named Showtime. Can you give us a little bit of that background of how you met my pops and, you know, that story?
Okay, so I met your dad because we were dancing. He had a group and I had my group, the Gucci Girls, and we were dancing at amateur night at the Apollo, because once you won 1 week, you would continue on and you would keep coming back to Top Dog and all of those different labels they had for it. And I did meet him backstage, because what happens is oftentimes, even on video shoots, you would consistently meet up with different dancers and artists
Dope, dope. Oh, wow. So we got some Apollo legends in the building today. Now, just to change gears a little bit, I know you was doing your thing with dancing. I seen a lot of the great videos. And then you started, jumping into, heavy career type jobs. And I know you talked about it a little bit with NYPD. So how was that experience? Like going from, you was a teen mom and then you was doing your thing with hip hop videos and then NYPD. Just give us a little bit of the NYPD story.
I learned a great deal from NYPD. First of all, it teaches you a lot of self-discipline. It's kind of like you're working with individuals when they're at their lowest points in life. You're running while others are running away from danger. You're running towards it. I learned a great deal.
Now, out of all the career experiences, what was your most meaningful, career experience that you had out of all of the roles you played?
I think that just working with children and families and helping them, because oftentimes they're not at their best. They're in crisis. So just being empathetic and helping others.
All right. Now, I was your second child. So what did you want to do differently after your experiences, with your first child? What did you want to do differently once you had your baby boy?
Well, I think that as a mother, you always look to improve upon your parenting style. So accountability is big. Whenever something went wrong, I would often take a look in the mirror because, children are born, they're pure and innocent. So I often look at myself like, hey, what could you have done differently? So yeah, just looking to enhance your parenting style.
1999, I looked at my tattoo to get the date right. I remember I tattooed this on me at 15. That's another story. But my father, unfortunately, he got shot and killed. How did that have an effect on you? And what did you immediately, start to think when, you heard the news?
Well, that was extremely heartbreaking. It was difficult because now I have a young African-American male that I have to raise. There were many questions that I had in my head. First of all, how I would break the pattern, any generational curse that would break, that would not occur for you. Yeah, just making sure that you did not fall into any generational patterns, like you would have long life and prosperity.
Okay. Now, when I started getting in trouble in school and things like that, what did you start to think at that moment?
So at that moment, what I know is that, you're my child. I gave birth to you. I would never, ever give up on you. I am your first teacher, and my job is to advocate for you. And together we will get through anything.
Positivity. Now, I remember a teacher taking me to court because I had a little fight, and I think I hit her because she was trying to break up the fight. I remember one day in Jersey, you thought I was in the basement, then you got a call from the precinct like, yo, pick up your son. And I'm like, then fast forward to going to Rice High School, and in Rice, you had to pay, I was like $525 a month just for me to get to junior year, and I eventually was expelled. So, and that was about 16. I'd see a lot of parents out here, especially with the history, by the time you get to that age, 16, it's like, yo, you know what, I'm done. So how did you still keep pushing forward even at that big age of 16?
Because again, I gave you life. My job is to make sure that I create an environment where you can thrive. So if that means changing schools or changing the state that you reside in, that was what I was willing to do.
So no matter what, you was going to keep it pushing.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a powerful message overall. for all moms out there, it's like sometimes it gets difficult, especially with young guys, and we growing up in New York City, it get hard out here, but keep pushing, keep striving. One day, you know, that message will come across. Now, the question of the day. I love the question of the day because I normally, you know, hit up different people and I ask them like, yo, I got my mother coming or whatever guess I got. And I just see what kind of questions they would like me to ask you. And the question I got overall was, women all around the world are currently facing the same challenges you had, you know, with me as far as behavior, rebellious teen. What advice overall would you give to them?
The advice I would give to them is speak life over your child each and every single day. Communicate with your child. Make sure you know what their needs are and how you can meet those needs. If you can't meet those needs, then go find someone, a professional that may be able to meet those needs.
That's good advice. And I would definitely say, you know, to moms out there, just keep preaching the gems. May go over their head today, but they'll live for tomorrow and be able to, you know, eventually understand what you were saying. Because for me, I would just explain it off camera to my mother, like a lot of things she was saying was going over my head. But eventually, when I got older and I started to, you know, have a different level of consciousness, everything came back to me and it all makes sense now. So for the mothers out there, keep pushing. We are hard-headed sometimes, but you know what I mean? We gonna get it. If you could do anything over again, what would you slightly change? I know a lot of people be like, I ain't changing nothing, but if you could do it all over again, what is like maybe one or two things you would change from your younger years to now?
I think probably maybe not making decisions where it's kind of like I made it harder for me. Mm-hmm. So maybe not making those decisions that would kind of create obstacles for you. Okay.
All right. And then as far as finances, this is always my favorite because I feel like a lot of people can learn, you know, especially from people financial history. So thinking about finances, knowing what you know now, what would you do slightly different?
What I would do, not only slightly different, but a lot different, is I would budget appropriately. I would save more and just be more disciplined and conscious when it comes to money matters.
Now, as you stand today, thinking about yourself, you know, we got to give some shine to ourselves. It's very important. What are you most proud of today? I know you just had a birthday and all that, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
So what are you most proud of today as you still stand?
Well, I'm most proud of my children, the fact that I have a beautiful daughter-in-law, and also beautiful grandchildren. I'm most proud of that.
All right. Now, the moment we all been waiting for, we got to drop a bomb. Y'all see it. Y'all see it here. Y'all see it here. Let me put that back up nicely. We got to get into it, all right? So, the name of the book, The Power of the Family Tree. What made you choose that name?
Well, to be honest, God provided this vision for me as well as the book title. I do plan and write down goals, but actually I did not write this down as a goal, and God did give this vision to me. But I've always been passionate about my family, exploring the roots of the family tree, began to take a closer look at things that were occurring, such as untimely death, sickness, disease. So those things prompt me to want to dig a little deeper.
Okay. Now, what was like maybe when you was writing the book, did you have any kind of challenges or was it just a nice flow, like you were just rocking out?
Okay, so the fact that this book is based on the use of godly principles, I feel like spiritually it was an attack. Every single thing broke down in my home, like, you know, so I feel like I was trying to be blocked with going forth with getting the book out. However, if God be for you, who could be against you? So I made sure that through prayer, which is what I had to do, pray and fast a lot to make it to the finish line. That is what was done.
What's your favorite chapter and why?
So my favorite chapter is chapter 3, which speaks about healing. So we know that most families have some sort of trauma. But in chapter 3, we speak about healing, creating a family vision, overcoming obstacles, and also within chapter 3, there is a prayer that I develop that I pray every day concerning my family.
Okay. One of the chapters I enjoyed was Train Up a Child. I feel like myself as a teacher now, like I feel like I play a part in, a routine that kids follow each and every day. And I try my best to implement certain things like affirmation or certain things that you used to do even with me. I find myself, not only doing these things with my own children, but with the students that I work with in the class on a daily basis, because I know how powerful a routine is. So
Yes.
What are some of the things that you did to train up a child?
So some of the things that I did was each morning I spoke life over you, speaking positively over you, because I did not know what you would encounter being out in the school system. So my job was to speak life over you and let you know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And also, as I transported you to school, I would go over spelling words with you, and also multiplication. And if we observed a elderly woman who needed assistance, I would tell you, to hold the door for her. And so you started to do those things as well. So yes, I knew when it was going to be a good day and not so good day if I missed any of the steps within that routine for you on a daily basis.
Consistent routine. That's a gem, y'all. So in your book, you talked about generational curses, blessings, and freedom. What does each mean for the people out there that's not, familiar with those terminologies? Of course, they're gonna get the book to find out more, but just give them a little bit on like what do those words mean? Generational curses, blessings, freedom.
Okay, so generational curses, that is those negative patterns that we may experience within our family unit. And generational blessings, that could be just the promises of God, being your family being exposed to that. It could be like generational wealth that has been passed down from one generation to the next, or within your family.
Okay. And what about freedom? That's one I never really heard that much. Like I heard generational curses and generational blessings, but generational freedom, what's that about?
Generational freedom, I would say, when you don't have to be concerned about the curses, because maybe those generational patterns have been broken, and you have created a legacy, a legacy that your family desires, laying a foundation for the generations to come.
Okay. Now, if you could just give us a quick, sentence or two on why someone should pick up this book, what would you tell them? Why should they read this book?
I believe that you should read this book because the time is now to assist your family tree in blossoming.
This part of the show is called Mama Love Gems. This is like one of my favorite parts of the show, where people will just give gems that their mom passed to them that always, either stuck with them forever or might have changed their life. We do want to, pause for a moment and just say rest in peace to Brenda Nealy, my grandma, your mother. Quick moment of silence for grandma. All right, salute. So, what is it? Well, what did it feel like, losing your mom?
Well, it really hurt because she was everything to me. Like, we were extremely close. There was nothing that I couldn't talk to her about. Whatever question I had, she would answer it, whether I liked the response or not. But yeah, I always asked anything I wanted to know. So yeah, that was extremely challenging. However, she did teach me, mainly through observation. She taught me the true meaning of a mother's love. I am one of 9 children, and I observed my mother displaying the true meaning of a mother's love, never ever turning her back on her children in spite of the circumstances. And I think that's why I was that way with my children. So I definitely picked that up from her, as well as there are many things that I hope to aspire to get to be like her in that way. And that is mostly being quick to forgive.
Now, sometimes when these tragic moments happen, a lot of times, a child might have certain regrets or wish that they could have said this or wish they could have did that. Do you have any regrets? Like, man, I wish I would have blah, blah, blah.
No, for me, I don't have any regrets at all, because I ask her anything I want to know about. I ask her, so I have all questions answered. So I don't have regrets at all.
Grandma was open book too. Like, you
Yes.
asked, she gonna tell you. She said, I lived a life. So what's your mama love gem? That's gonna be a piece of advice your mother gave you coming up, or anything that could, benefit the audience based on, what she told you. Anything.
Well, I would say follow your dreams, forgive others, be patient, and also trust God. Trust God.
What's one of her favorite Bible verses?
Well, I know she had several, but I remember I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
Woo!
The book of Philippians.
That was. I almost wanted to end on that because that sounded so good, but we got some more for you, ladies and gentlemen. So this part of the show is called Putting You On segment. Is there a song, movie, book, or anything out there that just helps you get on a positive mindset, or just change your mood and just get you, thinking about good things, positivity, and change?
Well, for me, there's a song right now. It's called When I Pray, and it's by an artist called DOE. That song is instrumental, actually, in getting me to finish the book, because it speaks about when I pray, things happen. And that's what I had to do, pray my way through.
All right. Now, this could be a difficult question, or it could be easy. But let's say we watching The Life and Times of Michelle Nealy, and we at the Apollo Theater, and the movie just ended. What do you think everybody is going to take away? Maybe like 2 to 3 key takeaways that when people walking away, they're going to be like, man, I learned this from that particular story.
Just push forward in spite of the circumstances. Never, ever give up on your family or your child.
That's a good one. All right. Now, for the people that want to go ahead and purchase this book, can you let them know, what they could do if they want to purchase this book after checking out this powerful episode?
Yes, you can purchase the book on Amazon.com, The Power of the Family Tree by Michelle Nealy, and I would greatly appreciate it.
Now, let's end with this. Right now, Michelle is...
I'm happy.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, How to Beat the Streets podcast.
Play my John. Mama told me go to school, boy, you better make it. So I had to go to school, mama, now I made it. Yeah, I know you proud of me now. And your voice stay fresh like you powdered me down. I want the house and the car, on my own business. And all the chicks that I played, I'ma need forgiveness. Like LL, I'm in the house now. I'm in the booth sipping deuce while we count down. Cheers tonight, feel the vibes. I'm in there tonight. Tell the DJ play my joint.
Turn this mic back on. Before we go, I want to make sure that, a lot of times people don't get the opportunity to, give their flowers here in the moment while people are here. So I want to let you know, thank you for everything you've done for me. I appreciate it. I hear you loud and clearly. You've changed my life dramatically, and I'm here live on camera. I want to watch this back like 20 years from now and say I was able to give my mother her flowers, so this is for you.
Thank you.